Hello and welcome to this training tutorial where I will show you how you can use CloneDesk inside of your HR department to onboard new employees, onboard new freelancers, offboard them, and also give them some training tutorials that they have to work through until they have so they get access to further work for them. So let's start off. First of all, you create a project. In this case, Tanya Mista is our demo, right? Tanya Mista, and you have to create a user. So it doesn't matter in which order you do it. It just needs to be well aligned with your with your workflows. So whoever does this for you can do this and follow the process. So normally I add a project first, in this case Tanya Mista, then I add the user, in this case also Tanya Mista, and when adding the user, let's do that together, we assign Tanya Mista. We will have her in our HR department demo and users project roles. So watch out, this is the project setting right here. And you have to give her worker rights because she should do a few things inside of this project. But she should not get access to the other employees, right? She should not do anything there. And then we assign a specific onboarding channel. We give her preferred worker rights in order for her to get all the tasks within this onboarding channel. You can also use any other channel. This is just something that you have to define for yourself, which the channels that you want to give her access to and which where she should get all the task details. I will show you in a second. So let's go in Tanya Mista, and let me show you one thing that I also did. Lisa Meyer, she is my HR junior person. I gave her manager rights so she can also start workflows, handle some prioritization stuff, everything like that. She should be able to do that, so she's a manager within this project. You can also leave it to default, but then you have to make sure that inside of your organization she has manager rights. So let's go to Tanya Mista and see if she has any workflows running already. Yes, she does, because I just tested something. So let's delete that. This deletes the workflow as well as all the tasks that belong to it. And let's start a new one. So let's start them and make it a very high priority, because then I can show you a few other things as well. So it starts off, it will give me the first task. Some of the fields are already filled out because, like you could see earlier, I had already done a blueprint with similar information. So here you can see project information, really important. So when you click on this, you have to fill out, like it opens a modal and you can't access it, for example, like this, right? This is the difference between project and normal fields inside of CloneDesk. So we want to employ her. Sorry, this is in German, so let me walk you through real quick. First name, last name, Mr. or Mrs., the other way around, Mrs. or Mr., email address, and contract type, freelancer, full-time, part-time, mini job, for freelancer on Upwork, for example. And we want to employ her as SEO manager. She only speaks English. We will pay per hour and she will get $25. And the contract should be dated to the 1st of November. She should not get LastPass access. She should not get a Google account. She should not get a phone number. She will not get a key for the office. And this is optional. So let's hit save and complete, and then have a look at the workflow, what happened in the back here. So I don't have any tasks anymore in this specific project. I have some others here, but I will deal with those later. Let's have a look at the workflow. So here you can see 4 of 14 tasks are already done, which is kind of strange actually, right? if you don't know the workflow. So I said that she should not get LastPass, so Lisa doesn't have to do anything here. So it's skipped. Also, we said that she should not get her own email address. I think there was a Google account. So this is skipped as well. And she doesn't need an email signature. So this is also skipped. Now you can see that here, start automatic blueprints. This is a task for HR manager. And start follow-up blueprints. This is what I wanted to show you. Has the hashtag blueprints starten, which means starting blueprints or start blueprints, assigned to Lisa Meyer. So here you can see that Lisa Meyer is my preferred worker for the user roles in is the user role in Blueprint Starten in this channel. So everything that I assign to this user, she will be handling for me. And this applies to all the other stuff as well. So you can see I do this, and then because Tanya Mister is preferred worker in onboarding and onboarding, as well as onboarding and onboarding, right? She will be all the tasks in those channels will be handed off to Tanya Mister in this case, right here. And then the other tasks are handed off to, in this case, me. Then here's Lisa Meyer, here's me, here's Lisa Meyer. So this is all well defined inside of this workflow. Now let's have a look how an HR workflow could look like if you design it from scratch. So we have a welcome task for Tanya, where she can still decide whether she wants to work with us or not. So she gets a welcome video saying like, hey, I'm Hendrik, and these are my standards. You will work in CloneDesk, and we want to have high standards, and if you need anything, let me know. Something like that. You will also get training video on CloneDesk, and then she has to say, okay, I know what to do now, check. And yes, I think that you have great values in your company, and I want to work according to those. Check, and then she can complete the task. And another thing that she has to do is she has to fill out her personal details, because some of the stuff I don't know, like the street, zip code, city, country, her IBAN, name of her bank, stuff like that, right? Because this is something that Lisa will need when she creates this just hashtag create document. So it could be handed off to anybody. This is something that she will need in order for the complete. So she gets a complete how-to, what she needs to do. And down here is the contract for SEO manager between company and Mrs. Tanya Mister in this case. Street is still missing, and country is missing. As SEO manager, she will get $25 per hour, and her contract will start. Where do we have a starting date? It should be somewhere in here, right? And her contract starts on the 1st of November. So basically, all Lisa has to do now, copy everything from here down to here, put it in a Google Doc or in a Word, and make a PDF out of it, upload it, and then who's it called? Tanya Mister can sign it. Okay, and we know this takes about 4 minutes for her to do this task. So I know exactly how much one onboarding would cost me, and who's involved, and where I actually would need more resources, right? So let's go back to the workflow section for the whole organization. So in at all, you get always all the tasks, all the workflows, everything for the complete organization according to priorities. So in this case, you can see Tanya Mister, her workflow has the highest priority. So everything, all the tasks for all the different people, they will have to work on this first, and then they will work on the other things. You can see that in my task list, for example. Here we have HR manager. I have to set up the contract for Lisa Meyer, But looking at the stuff that is still waiting for others to finish, actually, whenever the Tanya Mister has signed her contract and has done her personality test, then I will get this task before I will be able to work on this. So it's all according, you see, Stefan Müller, his tasks are also ready to go, but they are behind Lisa Meyer's task, where I still have to set up the contract, for example. All right, so this all goes everything according to our standards and how we want it to. One thing which is also quite neat is if you go to project info, you see now that you have all the fields that were already filled out. You will see them in this section all at once. So we know it's last name, first name, whether she has LastPass access, stuff like that. So all the blueprints based on these project fields will be, done accordingly. So if I search for mail, then I will find her email address right here. And I can easily change it. Say, okay, it's not this, it's actually, .com. And I can notify all the users of this change. Hey, she has a new email address. So whoever has this old email address will be informed whenever they want to send something to her according to a task in any of the blueprints. They will know, okay, this has changed, and they have to update their mail settings. Okay, this is this. Now maybe let's have a look at the workflow in detail, because this is also something interesting for you, I guess. We saw the task to set up the contract, which was this one, right? Where we can see all these different fields. Let's have a look at the details here, edit this task. And here you can see which tasks are required. In this case, what she has to give as details, or I have to set as details, her personal details as well. We can also skip this task based on all the fields before this task. And you can see here that we have some if shortcodes. So if contract type is not freelancer, then I want to get this red text saying, hey, if you get this red text, please hand it over to Hendrik in this case, because he has to adapt the blueprint, because we have not done this standard yet, and he has to work on a new standard and should do this task by himself. But if it is a contract type freelancer, then we will show this text. We have this manual up here, and we will show the employee, sex, then the first name, last name, street, zip and city, as well as all the other details. And in this case, here we will say if he is employed as a lecturer, I think, or as a text poster, then we want to provide this text here. If he's doing as a keyword research person, I want to show this text here. So this is a dynamic text that we put together, so we don't have to do that manually, and whoever gets this task knows directly what to do. Here's the price per word. Here's, I think you can figure this out by yourself. It's similar to WordPress, working with shortcodes. You know already like what kind of options you have. So if you have some ifs that you want to put in here, you can just copy it from here and put it as an if. Right, I think this is it for that part. And then last but not least, you pretty much do the same thing that whenever you have onboarded somebody or somebody has done a training. How we do that is basically we would just give that person access to our agency, an agency demo. So you would just have a task inside of this workflow, maybe grant access rights to agency, for example, and grant access to specific roles based on how you employed her. So, and then of course you could have like, we for example had keyword research. We have a keyword research training, which we start as a follow-up blueprint to this one, or even before this one. So the person has to watch a few videos, make a little test, and if the test is all correct, even it's just multiple choice, and then we say, okay, now go to agency demo. So a different freelancer, of course. So in this case, for example, Lisa Meyer, go to the team section, invite user or add user Lisa Meyer, and then grant her access to different clients. So either make her a manager. If she is really employed as a top-notch person, she should get all the access to all the different projects. So she would get manager rights. Or if you want to just give her access to a few clients, then you can say she's a worker there or a manager there. And then if she should just work in keyword research, then you can just say, okay, keyword channel, research channel, she's preferred worker. Keyword mapping, she's also preferred worker. So all the tasks within those channels, she will be assigned to as the preferred worker. And if you have different preferred workers, so if she's not the only one, we will calculate in the background who should get how many tasks based on how much work they have done in the past and how long a specific task takes approximately. So we align that. Yeah, and that's it. If you have further questions, just let me know.